It's sour, but like sweet, but like not sweet because it's sour. But
it doesn't even make sense.
I'm confused.
It doesn't even make sense. Do we though?
Yeah. Do we?
When it comes to food, Africa is one of the greatest culinary treasures in the world. And to give those of us abroad a taste of what this continent has to offer, some diasporans decided to bring the food experience closer. So we set out to explore how the rich African food culture is represented outside of Africa. A tasty tour that brought us to Amsterdam. Today, we're meeting up with a friend of ours, dancer Mr. Fresh. I'll be taking him to the Lion's Head for a taste of South Africa. Through these incredible dishes you don't want to miss.
So where we're at right now is the Lion's Head. It's in Amsterdam, it's a gastro pub, and they have some amazing food.
Just the energy here, the vibes, the food.
It's insane, isn't it? So basically what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna taste some South African dishes.
Let's go, I'm excited.
So my name is Chow. I'm the founder and owner with my wife Katja.
I'm Zandi. I'm a partner in the restaurant and I'm also heading up the kitchen with Sean in the back. Well, the Lion's Head is a microbrewery and gastro pub with a big emphasis on the home brewed beers. It's also our little slice of home away from home, and for a lot of South African expats that live in Amsterdam, we try and cater to that for them as well.
Our mission is to bring South African food culture to Amsterdam. South African food is really multicultural.
It's this melting pot of all different flavors and styles of cooking. Like, we grew up in this place that is just flavor.
There's a lot to explore there, and yeah, we try to touch on just a few elements on that. You can't talk about South Africa without the braai. All of our dishes are cooked on the braai, and then we have the smoked mash as well to kind of illustrate the smokiness from cooking in the bushveld.
Yeah.
What's the translation for the braai?
A barbecue.
As Amsterdam is such an international hub, it's a cool stage to showcase what we can bring from South Africa. The bunny chow, this is quintessential Durban street food. I mean, wherever you go, you see lines of people lining up, queuing up to get good bunny chows.
So that's served Durban curry, lamb curry, in a hollowed out white organic bread loaf, and we'll be serving that with slap chips, which translates to soft fries, and it's doused in vinegar and it's packaged in a newspaper.
So what we got here is bunny chow. To top it off, we got some slap chips as well. And slap chips is basically chips baked and then wrapped into some paper so it can steam, so it actually a bit slap. I'm just gonna put.
Not gonna lie, this tastes amazing. Oh, coming together.
Wow, I didn't expect this. Like, it's really, it is really slap.
Damn, it's
it is
soft,
really soft.
and it's like.
There's so much flavor, I don't even know where to start.
It's sour, but like sweet, but like not sweet because it's sour. But
it doesn't even make sense.
I'm confused and happy, and mostly confused at the same time.
If you had to rate it, what did you give it?
9.
A 9.
Yeah.
I was on the same level. I'm not gonna lie. This is only the first dish, so
there's like more.
There's a lot more coming. I would say let's go to the next one.
Let's go.
Are you ready?
No, but let's go.
Food runs and gastronomy runs deep. I always knew that this is somewhere where I would end up. And also, I was cooking peri-peri chicken at home, and my wife's like, "You need to just make a peri-peri chicken restaurant." You got to do it now. Luckily for us, Zandi was here in Amsterdam at the same time, and he is a veteran of the hospitality scene in Cape Town. So
we started having a chat about what he wanted to achieve. As the words were coming out of his mouth, I was like, yes, this is it. The idea of jumping into a brewery where we can just throw our heart and soul into it, and it's not really all about the finicky little things. I mean, when you're at a restaurant, there's a couple things that you'd like. You want to have good service, you want a good meal, you want some good drinks and a good vibe. And I mean, if you can tick all those boxes, you're gonna have happy customers every time.
Something that's very typical is the peri-peri sauce. It has its origins in Mozambique, Angola. It's everywhere in South Africa.
The chicken here, what we've done, we brine the chicken for 12 hours overnight with beautiful aromatics. In those aromatics, we have the ferment chili that we do in-house that actually goes also into our peri-peri sauce. That will be served just on crispy fries. We've got some coleslaw coming out with that as well. And then obviously our famous peri-peri sauce, and well, we like to think it's peri-peri sauce.
Okay.
The chicken, look at the chicken. I mean,
You know, without further ado, let's
dig in.
Let's dig in. Wow.
I'm gonna look straight into the camera. Mom, Grandma, I'm very sorry I have to say this, but this is like the best chicken peri-peri I've ever eaten.
It gets a little spicy as well. I like that too. I like it spicy, so you know.
The sauce, the peri-peri sauce is like, it's spicy, but it's not too spicy.
So you're gonna try the beer? Is it getting too spicy for you?
We've got a small brewery in the basement, and I've been brewing for the last 20 years. And for me, I love the creation part of gastronomy. So if we can add something like that to it.
He kind of underplays his beers. His beers are like, they are on point. They really, really are. And I would say our flagship is his watermelon wheat, and it's quite truly summer in a glass, which makes my job a lot easier in the kitchen, I can tell you that.
What we have over here is watermelon beer. They actually make it themselves. As they say, it's sunshine in a glass, and it really tastes like that as well.
It fits the dish perfectly.
It's really
with
good.
the peri-peri sauce that's like kind of hot, it takes the edges off.
What would you rate this?
Chicken is like something sacred for me. I'm gonna give
Amen.
this one a 10. This is one of the best chicken I have eaten till this day.
I gotta say, it's really good.
Yeah.
I was gonna say 11, actually.
Damn,
I was gonna go beyond.
I can feel that.
But this isn't even the last dish. That's the cool part about
keeps
it.
coming.
So
Let's go.
In general, I think our menu never stays static for too long, because we'll end up in the kitchen and we'll end up fighting and over a dish, and it's like, I want this, or no, it's too much already, and one of us will win, and then there's forced changes that happen constantly.
The beauty between the three of us, all of our partnership together, is that we bump heads and it comes out, what comes out at the end is the best possible version of what we were trying to get at.
Yeah. We're all passionate about food, and especially SA food, and we all have our different interpretations of how it should be done. So I'm like, we need to do it this way, and then he'll be very quiet. And he's like, and then I'm like, okay, what's wrong? No, nothing. Do it your way.
We're going to come out with a Boerewors dish, which roughly translates to this farm sausage over chakalaka. Chakalaka is a kind of spiced British as such, and that's going to come with the smoked mashed potato. I use a little bit of chili in there, touch of beef stock, just to give it like a really nice full flavor. On top, it's kind of like a garlic cream with some crispy onions, and then the smoked mashed potato. Take a little bit of mash, get a little bit of burry, a little bit of that chakalaka, mix it all up, and it's just a party in your mouth.
I don't know if you're a whiskey kind of guy,
Yes, I am.
but I am too. We have some mashed potatoes. They are actually steamed in some old whiskey barrels just to get it some extra flavor, which is, well, I feel like this is going to be good.
Every dish is like a little party.
And there's so much going on that is undescribable. There's
And
so much.
There are so much flavors.
And what I really like about the mashed potato as well is that it's really smoky. You can actually taste it.
Like, it's not the mashed potatoes I expected. The flavor is completely different. What more can I say?
What would you rate this?
9.5.
9.5.
Yeah.
I would personally go for 8 for this one, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm usually not that kind of guy for the Boerewors. This is a dish that I would actually like try,
Yeah.
but it wouldn't be on the regular for me. but it still really tastes really good.
Usually I'm not that kind of a mashed potato guy, but the mashed potato actually adds something to the dish. For mashed potato to do that, for me, it's
That's
like
huge. It's huge.
that's something.
I'm not really a sausage lover in that kind of way, but if you are, then everybody's gonna love this.
If you love sausages
can you not?
and smokiness, don't hesitate. Go for it. Go for it.
Just
and
do
it looks
it.
like a lot, but just go for it. Trust me.
Do it.
We enjoy to go above and beyond. I mean, if someone has seen something on the menu before and they really like it and they really want it, I mean, they can give us a call ahead of time and we'll make sure that it's on there for them for that evening, you know. Biltong and Droewors is also a very big thing in South Africa. I mean, as a premium cured beef, I mean, the world itself, it seems to be finding its way around the world a lot more these days.
So the Boerewors is the main spice there is coriander.
For sure.
The Biltong as well is cured in coriander. So that's a theme that you'll taste throughout.
Droewors was what we actually just had, but then it's just all dried up. It's the same with the Biltong, just meat that was been prepared and then just steamed out, just dried out. So it's a South African staple actually, and I'm just gonna go for it.
They don't miss. They don't
really
miss.
good. I just like that it's so flavorful. I just don't really understand how that works, but at some point they can just make it really dry, where you would say like, that's way too dry to eat, but it's
And
still super nice. It's
First time I tried dry meat, I was like, why would you dry meat?
Yeah.
But then you taste it and it's like, that's why you dry meat. I'm not gonna say anything, just try it.
Is that good? Going for the Biltong?
It's like,
That's nice.
I'm pleasantly surprised. Are you a fan of like Marvel and stuff? Do you know like the
certainly
little guy with the bow and arrow?
Okay.
Does he ever miss though?
He doesn't.
My point exactly. They don't miss.
They don't.
Never.
They don't.
I'm like almost crying. I'm like
Shooting stars.
Everyone who works here, I say, pretend this is your living room and this is your house. And everybody in here you've invited into your own house. If one of your guests to your house, one of your friends, has an issue or doesn't like something, you would go over the moon to help them out. And you've got to treat everybody as if this is your own living room and your own house. Anyone who's been to SA or grown up there, they come here and they're hit with that nostalgia. Without trying to be too fancy or change things, when you hit on those core things, and then obviously to have fun.
We're not finished yet because it
Oh,
keeps
yeah.
going. Hope we can still walk after this because we're gonna do some shots.
yeah, it
And
is what it is.
and some vanilla in there as well with some cinnamon.
Well,
Just
cheers,
keep it in
man.
here. Cheers, man. Cheers. You know that I totally forgot that there was actually vodka in there, which is really funny.
Because I'm just happy. It's like, I'm just happy. I'm
No,
just happy.
I really forgot there was vodka in there, and first I was like, oh, this is nice, like milkshake kind of thing.
But then
Hey, vodka. No,
Like-
people were not drunk. This is not
Happiness.
no. This is the whole dessert. You don't need like
But like in a shot,
Dom Blanche or anything else. Like this is it.
I'm like happy.
Yeah.
I think it's a vodka because my heart is like warming up and still.
I think it's this whole place. I think it's the people that are actually running this place because they bring in a lot of warmth. The
The
whole
energy, everything.
it's amazing.
It's
It's all love, basically. It's all love.
for my first experience for African food. Yeah.
So, which was your favorite dish?
Chicken, obviously, because I grew up with chicken peri-peri. But you know when you go to a restaurant and people are like chicken peri-peri and you eat it and you're like, yeah, but my grandma just, if she would be here, she would destroy it.
Yeah.
But this one tops my grandma. Sorry, grandma, I love you. But it tops my grandma.
And definitely also with the beers as well that they do themselves. They actually brew themselves.
The beers. It's like they keep on surprising me. You need this in your life. Like you need this in your life. Like if you don't do this, you're missing out because they don't miss.
They don't.
You're missing.
They don't.
Just saying.
Yes.
Oh, I need to write it up. That's like. That's
You know, that's bars. Bars for
Bars.
days.
Bars. People need to
Yes.
come to the Lion's Den.
I want to thank you for
Thank you.
coming. And well, who knows?
Thank them.
Till next time.
Till next time.